Yeah. And that's would bring us down to everyday cost. How much do things cost? It's not just whether inflation. We brought down inflation 7 months in a row. We're going to whip it. But in the meantime, there's other ways to take what is inflation in your budget. But you may remember, I was running for office at the time, but you all may remember it, that I had a big fight with the former president and maybe future president. Bless me, Father. Anyway, no, all kidding aside. And here's the deal. What happened was the folks were really going after me for trying to, and that's why I took the most aggressive action ever in all of history in any country to take on the climate crisis by lowering your home energy bills, which MAGA Republicans voted against. We've now gotten to the point where it's cheaper to generate electricity. You know, I wonder how many people talked about, quote, the supply chain before the pandemic. Everybody knows what the supply chain is now. And so, folks, look, MAGA Republicans are calling for defunding the police departments and defunding the FBI now. That's a good one. I like that one. My Republican friends said they want to reduce the deficit, but they did the math. We did the math on what they've put forward so far. And our estimate, I'm happy to be proven wrong, my plan is going to reduce the deficit by $3 trillion over 10 years. Based on what we know so far about their plan, it's going to explode the deficit by more than $3 trillion over the next 10 years. MAGA Republicans' proposal is not an answer. On Social Security, my budget will not cut benefits, and it will definitely won't sunset programs like some of my MAGA Republican friends want to do. And by the way, did you all happen to see any of the State of the Union address? Well, yeah, when those folks stand up there, liar, liar, Biden's a liar. That gentle lady from the state of Georgia, mountains there. Well, no, I didn't say it for that reason, but here's the deal. They said lie. I said, well, let me ask you, how many of you out there commit you won't cut Medicare or Social Security? And they all stood up and raised their hand and said, we won't do it. Well, guess what? They're all on camera. I'm counting on them keeping their word. But just in case they don't, I'm around. Anyway, for something that's so basic and so important. But again, the MAGA Republicans want to take away the law. One of the things they've announced, they want to do away with the Inflation Reduction Act. In my first 2 years in office, this first 2 years, I brought down the deficit a record $1.7 trillion, more than any president has in American history, while doing all the rest of this stuff. Down. And the budget I'm introducing today is going to reduce the deficit by nearly $3 billion, over $1 trillion over 10 years. Another big disagreement with my MAGA Republicans, and by the way, this ain't your father's Republican Party. There's a lot of really good Republicans. There really are. But they're afraid to step out of line because they'll get primaried and they'll lose elections. MAGA Republicans, you know, they don't want things that particularly are going to help working families. So now let me ask you, I mean this sincerely, you don't have to if you feel self-conscious about it, but raise your hand. Anybody who thinks our present federal tax system is fair, raise your hand. No, I'm not joking. People making $400,000 you don't think it's fair. Let me be clear, under my plan, and I made this commitment when I ran, and I haven't broken it yet, and I never will. No one making less than $400,000 will see a penny in federal taxes go up. Not a single penny. Now, why did I do it $400,000? Because I doubt anybody here makes $400,000. I did it to make the case that I'm not going after. My wife Jill, who's a Philly girl. If I didn't root like hell for every Philadelphia team, I'd be sleeping alone. Well, you think I'm kidding. Jimmy knows whoa. Anyway,